Welcome to the Six Pennies podcast. Albert, how's it going?
Good. Staying warm inside our Airbnb.
Yeah, Lake Tahoe is cold, guys. There's like snow everywhere. We're like kind of snowed in. Actually, we're just sitting around doing nothing. So we thought we would do another podcast. Today, this topic is a pretty strange one, I think. I came up with it, or maybe I've seen it somewhere before. But there's a lot of guys in Hollywood who are doing like superhero movies. And they're all named Chris. There's Chris Evans, there's Chris Hemsworth, there's Chris Pine, there's Chris Pratt. So
Very
we're gonna
strange.
we're
Very
gonna
strange.
talk about all four of them. We each picked two, and we're gonna tell you some interesting facts about them and argue why our two or my two are better than Alby's. So Alby, why don't you go with one of yours first?
Okay, I'm gonna start with Chris Hemsworth. He's on the newer side onto the Hollywood scene, so he hasn't done as much. However, the things that he's done, have been gold. So his role as Thor, which also means the Avenger series. He was in the most recent Ghostbuster where he played like this dumb jock that was, I think their secretary, something like that. But he was hilarious in it. Huntsman, Rush, and I love Rush the movie. He was awesome in that. Snow White, Red Dawn. His list is pretty prolific for someone who just started in 2009 in Hollywood. He played. He was in Star Trek, and he basically played the dad of Captain Kirk.
Yeah, that was mind blowing. We were looking this up earlier, and obviously we know Chris Pine is Captain Kirk in Star Trek, and Hemsworth plays his dad. And I had Googled a picture of both of them, and for some reason they look alike. I never thought they would look alike. Hemsworth has some good stuff out there. Is he really good at acting though, or is he just like a good looking jock?
I mean, I think the role that he played in Ghostbusters showed that he can do more than just be a superhero. Just a little background on him. He's from Australia. He's the middle child, so he's the younger brother of Luke Hemsworth. And I don't know if you guys watch Westworld, but Luke is like the main security guy in that. He plays a prominent role. And then Chris is also the older brother of Liam Hemsworth, and everybody knows Liam. But I think Chris has shown versatility, not only Ghostbuster and superhero, but also Rush, so he can play dramas and stuff like that. One interesting fact about him while I was looking things up is that in 2006 he actually participated in Australia's version of Dancing with the Stars.
Did he win?
And he didn't even finish top 3. He was 5th, so maybe he's just not a dancer, but an actor.
Maybe. I don't know. Is he? I don't think Chris Hemsworth is that great. My wife loves him, and it's because he's really good looking. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Is he the best looking out of the 4 Chris's?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, and yes. I thought you were gonna say out of his brothers.
So that
yes,
fact alone.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, is why he's
I
the
don't know.
best.
They're all pretty good looking, though, right? I think they are. I was gonna say like between his brothers, like Liam is in Hunger Games. Is he like? I don't know. He's pretty good at acting, right? No, maybe none of them are good.
He's okay. I really think Chris is underrated in his acting abilities.
I don't know about that.
All right, then who do you have?
Chris Pine. Okay, so the Captain Kirk, the son. Chris Pine. He also had his start right around that time, the Star Trek movie in 2009. And then he was in Jack Ryan, which I really enjoyed, Shadow Recruit. And then he was like the boss in Horrible Bosses, and it was pretty funny. So it showed some range there. And then I watched Hell or High Water last year, which is like nominated for all these awards. It's really good. He acts really well in there. I was
He's
very
like
surprised.
the main actor.
Yeah, it's him and Ben Foster, and they're both excellent. But I was really impressed with them. He's also cast in the upcoming Wonder Woman movie. He's like the main guy character. I had no idea about that. And he's from Berkeley. That's where you went. So.
Nice.
And I read on
West Coast.
on IMDb that fans of Chris Pine are called Pine Nuts.
All right. That's terrible.
But he, the one other thing is that he lives he lives in Los Feliz, and I didn't realize that. It's pretty close to where I used to live. And it says there's other stars who live there, like Brad Pitt and Scarlett Johansson and Ryan Reynolds. I was like, man, I had no idea they were so close to me. It's weird. So I don't know. I have him. I like him more than Hemsworth because I think that he can act a lot better. And then his movies, Star Trek is pretty big hit. Not as big as the Avengers stuff though. But you got the other Avenger too. You have Chris Evans.
Yeah, so I see your Chris Pine and I raise him Chris Evans. Chris Evans, he's actually been in the Hollywood scene a lot longer. I'd say maybe the longest out of the four guys. It all started. So he's from Boston, and for some reason, a lot of guys from Boston love to get into acting or some type of entertainment. And he was, part of that crew.
Wait, does he have an accent?
That's a good question. Maybe he
got rid of it.
Yeah, maybe he got rid of it. He's probably been in California for too long. But did you know he was an extra in The Fugitive?
Of course, I didn't know that.
With Harrison Ford, the year 2000. Like that's pretty legit.
Fugitive was 2000. I thought that was like in the 90s.
Or maybe this is Fugitive, the TV show. I don't know. We did too much research in too little time. Yeah, you're right. I think Fugitive with Harrison Ford is like 96 or 94 or something. It was
like 94 or something.
Yeah. But anyway, so after The Fugitive extra, probably the TV show, he then got his first big break in the movie Not Another Teen Movie. And he was one of the, like high school heartthrobs at the time with like Paul Walker and other guys. And so he's been in Hollywood since 2001. After Not Another Teen Movie, he did the Fantastic Four series as Human Torch. That's probably his beginning of his peak of celebrity status because he was with like Jessica Biel at the time and stuff like that.
Oh. Yeah,
and then now he's done...
Wait, that's the Fantastic Four, that movie that has Jessica Alba in it, right?
Yes.
The really bad one. Oh, they're both bad. But...
They're both terrible. Yeah. I mean, even the new one is terrible.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Even though we both are huge fans of Michael B. Jordan. Yeah.
Miles Teller.
Yeah, so after Fantastic Four, he obviously got into Captain America, the Avengers. He did kind of like this indie film called Snowpiercer.
Really good.
And it's a really good movie. It's critically acclaimed. It's about like, life on a bullet train, but it has a lot more like depth, a lot more meaning than that. But I highly recommend watching that movie if you haven't seen it.
Isn't that the one with the Korean people?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. What's crazy is when he first made Captain America, he only got paid $300,000 for that movie.
That is a really good casting job then, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
Man, they made so much money from that.
Yeah, now he's probably making 10, 15 million a pop per movie, so...
Isn't that, like, way underpaying those guys still, though? Because those movies make, like, $1 billion easily every time.
That's true, and they sign contracts for multiple movies on end. So, like, I know with Chris Evans, he might have, like, 3 or 4 more movies under this franchise.
Yeah, I heard or I read that a lot of those guys hate it because they just have to keep doing these same movies and these same roles over and over again.
Yeah.
It really sucks to like be pigeonholed into that. But so you got 2 of the Avengers. Which Avenger is the best?
I mean, for me personally,
can you rank them?
Yeah, I like Hulk.
Hulk is He's Hulk is the coolest. Yeah.
He's also like the funniest in those Avenger movies.
Okay, so you got like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. Between the 3 of them, what's the order?
I mean, it has to be Stark Enterprises.
So Iron Man's above, and then Thor or Captain America?
I'd say Thor.
Captain America's super annoying, right? That's what I was gonna say. I don't think... I mean, Evans is known for it, but for some reason, he's just annoying. The movies are good. I mean, I liked Civil War. I liked... Winter Soldier was really good.
You just want to punch him in his perfect teeth.
Perfect teeth, yeah. Good quote.
All right, so who do you have next?
Well, last one is Chris Pratt, and I think he's the up-and-comer. Well, I mean, he is probably the most up-and-coming one because he wasn't big until the last 2-3 years. But he also started around that same time in 2009. He was on Parks and Rec. He's Andy Dwyer, and he's just a hilarious, funny guy. Kind of like a chubby, like the chubby boyfriend, kind of silly and dumb. But then he had his big break, I think, in Moneyball in 2011, which... I watched recently. So, yeah, he's like the pitcher there, and he does a pretty good job of acting. And then his really big hits were starting in 2014. So he did Guardians of the Galaxy, and then the Lego Movie as well. And then next year he did Jurassic World, and then he's got the other Guardians movie coming up next year. So I think he's got a lot of big things coming. So that's why he's like my up and comer.
I almost forgot that he was in Moneyball.
Yeah, he's the catcher turned first baseman, and it's just funny because they're like Brad Pitt's just telling him to play catch, asking him if he knows how. He's like no, but then he just goes because he has to, and he can't like field the ball or anything.
Yeah, I remember.
But funny thing about Chris Pratt is that before he had his big breaks in Hollywood, he was like a stripper. And he was also like homeless for a little bit of time, so pretty cool story. He's married to Anna Faris, actress, and the funny thing I read about them is that they both had collections of dead bugs.
Whoa, that's
separately.
weird.
They each had collections, and they got together, and now their collections are combined. That's a little trivia from IMDb. So I don't know, maybe it's fake, but it's weird, right?
Of dead bugs. Interesting.
Weirdo. Yeah, so that's why I got Pratt and I got Pine. I think they're better than the Avengers, and they're pretty good looking too. It's not like they're way worse than Hemsworth.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what is Chris Pratt's like attractiveness?
I don't know. We're getting into strange territory if we start.
Let's just keep
rating.
doing it. Let's do it.
What's 10? Who's the 10?
10 is Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, okay. Who's like a 5 then?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine's only a 5? No way. Pine's got to be like at least a 7.
Okay.
And Pratt is right around there in the 7 to 8 range too.
So I have a 10 with Hemsworth, and then the perfect teeth of Chris Evans gives him
all
like
these
a 9.
guys have perfect teeth though. That's funny. All the Hollywood stars have perfect teeth.
Yeah, but this is Captain America. Like
I know, the most annoying Avenger possible, versus like the most likable Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Chris Pratt is so likable in all his roles.
All right, so if let's think of another tiebreaker. Let's say they were all in a cage match. Who would win?
I mean, that's got to be Hemsworth too, because he's got the giant muscles, right? And there's the Evans in Civil War where he's holding down the helicopter and he's just flexing his bicep. That guy's huge.
He did so many curls for just that one scene.
But then Chris Pratt in the Guardians scene where he shows off his body, I think everyone was surprised there too, because I think he's
also Chris Pratt is probably the craziest. I mean, he was homeless, so who knows what he would do
male
to
stripper,
win.
You gotta be pretty strong for that. I don't know about Pine though. I don't know how. I don't know if I would take him in a cage match.
Man, if Chris Pratt was a stripper, he should be in that movie with Channing Tatum. What is that?
Magic Mike?
Yeah, Magic Mike. That'd be great. I'd watch that.
I thought you hate Channing Tatum.
I hate Channing Tatum, but I will watch
for Chris Pratt.
Magic Mike 3 for Chris Pratt.
All right, so you get the edge on the good looks and the strength, but I think I got the edge on the acting and just the likability of these guys.
Who do you think is the smartest?
Your guys make more money.
Who do you think is the smartest out of these 4?
If I had to guess, I would say Pine.
Why?
He's Captain Kirk. Who would you say? I mean, definitely not Hemsworth.
It's definitely between Pine and Evans for
sure.
It's not
Pratt either.
Yeah, I think Pratt and Hemsworth. I don't think they're known for their smarts.
Who's the funniest?
Honestly, it's probably Chris Pratt because
it has to be.
Yeah, Parks and Rec was amazing.
Well, I follow his Twitter, and he's like funny on there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's in general.
That's just a funny couple.
Yeah,
Chris Pratt and Anna Faris.
Yeah, one day we should do a podcast about the best celebrity couples, huh?
Oh, that's
be a good one.
Yeah, they'll be up there.
You said Chris Evans was with Jessica Biel for a while.
Was with Jessica Biel.
Okay.
And I think Jessica Biel. I mean, you have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she's with Justin Timberlake now.
I don't know.
I don't know, but you know Hollywood.
Yeah. Are any other tiebreakers between them?
Okay, so we got
the looks, we got the strength, we got the acting, funniness.
You also said my 2 make more money.
Yeah, yours make money. Well, it's the Avengers. Those movies just make the most money. But it's not like Guardians or Star Trek are way behind.
Yeah, I think Pratt makes
Pratt
a lot.
that one year where he had Lego Movie and Guardians.
Yeah.
It was I think he was the highest grossing actor that year because of the 2.
Yeah.
But I think in general, like if you do any Avengers movie, it's just the biggest.
But I think with Guardians and Jurassic coming up for Pratt again, he might be number 1 again. Right?
Oh, is there a new Jurassic coming out?
I think so.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I love Chris Pratt. All right, man. that's all I got. What about you?
Yeah, that's it. Chris
Okay.
Evans, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I mean they're the worst ones. Got it. Yeah, so Chris Pine and Chris Pratt. There's too many Chris's in Hollywood.
Way too many.
Thanks for joining the Six Pennies podcast once again. Please follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Six Pennies podcast on Facebook. Six Pennies Pod on Twitter.
Thank you, guys.